Hello and welcome to a Daily Deals Observer CEO interview. Today we're joined by the General Manager of LivingSocial.co.uk, Peter Briffett. So welcome to the interview, Peter.
Hi Mark, how are you doing?
Very good around. And you?
Very well, thank you, very well. Sitting in rainy London.
Great, and you've got Covent Garden behind you, I understand.
Have indeed, yeah, have indeed.
Lovely setting. So I wanted to ask you about LivingSocial compared to other daily deal sites. How would you say LivingSocial is distinguished from other sites?
So, I mean, we're the premier brand in this space, and I think, it's always been in our DNA to work with very high quality merchants and give our customers the best sort of experience. So we're always looking for ways that we can almost be a discovery engine for them in a particular town. So we're offering the best and brightest things to do in a particular market. And I think you'll see over all these daily deal sites that have evolved over the course of the last 3 years. Everyone's starting to differentiate themselves, and I think consumers are seeing that. I think businesses are also seeing that. But if you look at our model that we've set up, we have, for instance, we've made a play that we've always got marketing consultants on the ground in every market we're in, and we're in over over 27 countries now. We've got 60 million subscribers. So scaling that to that level has been a challenge for us, but it's important for us to have face-to-face contact with merchants so we can ensure that we're structuring the promotions in the right way, we're doing the deals in the right way, and we're working with the best quality merchants. So we're always, we've got our deal quality check teams. We've got a very high bar we set on how we produce content, and we've also, in the course of the last sort of 12, 18 months, we've also verticalized a lot of our offerings. So we have a travel vertical, we have a families vertical, we have a mobile vertical as well, we have a product vertical. So we're constantly verticalizing our offering, but I think when you look at LivingSocial and see where we want to be, for us, this is a future of local advertising. It's the first time in marketing history that we can promise businesses a certain amount of new customers will enter their premises, and those customers will spend money, will become loyal customers, and that in itself is a very powerful message for businesses. So we're constantly finding out ways that we can work with them, and it's not just about daily deals for us. We're now offering sort of takeaway and delivery services. We've offered gourmet, our high-end service as well. So we're constantly looking about how we can work with local businesses, but with a remit that we know this is a business powered by social viral marketing. So things have to be exciting, and they have to be something that people want to share, and it has to be something our subscribers want to see every day, and that's something that is factored into how we make things work. And if you look at where LivingSocial came from, it came from a history of having some very, very successful social applications, and we evolved daily deals, and that's the backbone of our business. It's making sure we've got very exciting promotions, and we're working with the best quality businesses.
You've got a huge volume of offers, of course. Now, how do you do the matchmaking based on behaviors? Do you actually observe what kind of offers people are taking, and then match-make them with offers that are most appropriate for them? Absolutely.
So if you look at how it's evolved, take London for an example, just because I'm sat here, 18 months ago we were doing one deal a day, one great offering a day in central London, and now we've hyper-localised our offers. So we have an offer in North London, an offer in South London, an offer in South East London. And why is that? Because the more you can give people what they want, where they want it, the more powerful it is for them, and the more relevant that content is for them. So, and that's not marketing 101 really, but I think the next stage of daily deals is looking at how we can verticalize these offerings and how we can actually offer in terms of give people what they want and also give them the right types of deals as well. But bear in mind, this is social marketing. So you may never bought a spa deal from us or a beauty deal. You may just want golf deals or rock climbing deals, but you also didn't know when we give you that bungee jumping off Tower Bridge deal or that zombie chasing deal that you actually wanted to do those things. So it's important that we're looking at the model and we're thinking, okay, how can we really surprise and delight people on a given, every day, and make sure that people in London are waking up thinking, what LivingSocial got for me today? What great offer have they got for me today? So we can ask you what you want, but you also need to make sure that we're surprising you as well and giving you content that you can share with friends, and it's almost like a discovery channel. But the way things are going now is we're starting to do those things. If you've never bought a spa deal offers, maybe we shouldn't send you those anymore. Maybe we should make sure that we're sending you the right content that you want to share and you want to purchase.
Let's pick up on a couple of threads here. I mean, you mentioned the word discovery, which of course is a real hit word right now, social discovery. You also mentioned the geographical granularity that you have in your offers. I was quite blown away looking at London and seeing you must have on the order of 15 to 20 different regions just within the London area. So these three areas coming together, I mean, you've got mobile, you've got social discovery, you've got the volume, the sheer volume of deals and the geographic granularity to really maybe you can almost see a day when you'd be walking along the street and an instant deal would come up on the cell phone. You walk in past a certain shop, and you just walk past it, and LivingSocial is going to be able to turn you on your heels, perhaps. Is that where you're headed?
Yeah, I think we're seeing a far greater, percentile of people interacting with us on a mobile device. So they're purchasing more deals on a mobile device, and that is the platform of choice in the future, we believe. I know, and you know, people wake up in the morning these days before they've talked to their wife, girlfriend, or husband, or whatever. They've checked their mobile, they're checking their emails, they're looking at how things are going. So that tool in itself is something that people are using more and more, and we're certainly seeing from 18 months ago single digits in terms of percentage points of people interacting with us on a mobile. It's now plus 20%. So there's a big uptake in that. So we see that as very much part of the future. And I think we've got the local commerce piece. You've got other companies out there doing the social piece of that, and then so it's that mobile piece. I think the people that win this race will be those that have that ability to link social, local, and mobile all in one app, all in one deliverable. That is going to be very much part of our future. But we see mobile as a big, it's certainly a platform that in the future is going to be very, very much more important for us.
And how popular is it right now? What kind of proportion of your deals are being bought via the LivingSocial mobile app in the UK?
So we're seeing early 20% of our purchasers are buying from us on a mobile, and that's in itself is very important, and that's great. And there's more, the more relevant that content is, the more those local offerings become, then the better that becomes. But we have a big take-up rate on mobile, so it's even today it's a very important part of our portfolio.
Because it does seem rather cumbersome printing out a coupon. I mean, ideally you just show off the phone and you walk into the vendor and.
If you look at the business, what we're essentially doing is we're taking online transactions, but we're delivering, flesh and bones, if you like, into bricks and mortar premises. So we're transacting online, but obviously customers are going and experiencing services or products or whatever offline, and that's the power for the businesses. But vast majority of people use their mobile as a redemption tool. So even if they haven't purchased on a mobile device, they'll use that as a redemption tool. So you can buy a deal online, but then you're going to go and redeem that with a mobile device, and that's just common practice now.
And what kind of split are you seeing between the redemption versus the actual purchase? Are you seeing much purchase behavior on the phone?
So you mean people? How do you mean people purchasing over the phone or
on the mobile app? Are they able to purchase, on the spur of the moment? They feel like going for a meal, and they look on LivingSocial to pick up a meal deal.
So exactly. So we did have we have LivingSocial instance where you can walk around town and you can say, hey, I want to go buy a burger here, or go and get my hair done there, or go and buy a cinema ticket there. So that's very instant, like redemption, and we had to sort of build a redemption platform for that. But most of our deals have a 6 to 12 month redemption period. You can purchase that deal, and the next day it's available to you to redeem at any time you want. So we're looking at all those angles, but those instant redeemables, and that's part of our long-term mobile strategy for sure.
Now, the Brits love a good deal, right? I mean, you're in England. Have you seen much difference? I mean, what kind of behaviours have you seen different between Britain and America? What kind of surprises have you seen?
It's a good question. I mean, I think this is a local advertising channel. We're the biggest megaphone on the web right now for local businesses, and therefore there's cultural differences. So certain deals that perform very well over in the UK will perform less so in the US and or in our other territories that we're in. From Taiwan to Australia, we'll have different deals that work and different deals that won't work. I mean, for instance, a fish pedicure in London. I mean, when we did our first one, it sold like 3,000. We sold 3,000 fish pedicures in a couple of hours. In the US, they had no idea what that was or what they were doing, and hence they'll do a shooting and drinking deal as part of one of our adventures, and it's something we probably wouldn't do over here. So there's cultural differences, but I think as we it's a web business, so we get clever about the offers we make and how to optimize those, and we're using value as a driver, we're using imagery, we're using content as a driver for those. So we get a lot clever about what concepts work and how we need to promote those businesses in the right way. And to put that in perspective, I mean, 6 months ago we'd have gone to a business, one of our marketing consultants, and would have discussed the promotion with a restaurateur, for instance. Now we're walking with iPads going, look, if you want 500 customers, this is a deal we recommend. If you want 1,000, this is probably the deal we recommend, because we've got a much clearer idea about how things flow across social networks. But underlying LivingSocial is always the quality as well, and making sure we've got the best quality deals in town.
And how are you helping clientele once they see the new client? How are you guiding and helping them to keep that clientele?
So this is again, this is a very, very important part of our business. So making sure the businesses are happy and that we're providing them with the right tool set for them to see how the promotion is working and the longevity of that. So we have, for number one, we have a merchant services division. So we have a set of people who are upstairs in this building that call our businesses prior to the deal running, on the day of the deal running, after the deal's run, making sure that everything, have you got enough staff on? Do you realize your website's going to be hit thousands of times? Do you realize, there's going to be a lot of busy things going on the day of the deal? But more importantly, making sure the redemption process is happening, and they're using the tools we give them in the most effective way. We have a merchant portal, so they can go online, they can see heat maps of where people are buying their deals from, they can see who's gifted it, shared it, downloaded it, and talking about them. Or they can also use that as a redemption mechanism. And we have something called Secret Shopper. So people that have redeemed a voucher or a deal, they'll go and give them some online feedback on what they thought of the service, what they thought of their business, and that's private to the business, but we provide all these tools for the businesses, and that's why we see almost 80% of businesses want to work with us again, because we've allowed them to have, we've given them a lot of information about why it's been very successful for them. And we're seeing a lot of our customers are going back, becoming loyal customers. We're giving them the right demographics, so that's incredibly important. If you want to take this business seriously, you've got to give. I mean, there's a no upfront fee really it's a partnership model really in terms of the advertising model, but we also need to make sure that the businesses have the right tools to see the success of that, see the ROI, which is high.
And the cost of mystery shopping is fairly high typically. You're covering this cost as well?
Well, I mean, Secret Shop. So Secret is a tool. So if you've redeemed a voucher from LivingSocial, we'll ask you what you thought of that product or service, and you can reply, and that gets sent back to the business. I mean, for instance, we did an afternoon tea at Champagne Afternoon Tea at Meridian Piccadilly, which is just down the road. Sold 2,000 or 3,000, and about 400 people replied to them, showed them what they thought of the service, and that's very, very useful data for them. And it's kept within their portal as well, so that's not exposed to the wider web. So they have some very truthful, realistic information about what people thought of their service. There's a lot of, it's an online transaction, online business, so we're able to provide a lot of actual good core data to the businesses we work with about how that promotion's gone, and you're not going to get that from any other marketing tool.
So, what would you say is the most amazing LivingSocial offer you've seen so far?
So we did a deal with Marks and Spencer's, for instance. So that was the fastest selling deal in UK history. We sold 30,000 vouchers. It was capped at that in one morning. But one of my favourites is we did a zombie chasing deal, which is zombie riots, we call it. So we basically pick people up in buses outside here in Covent Garden. We take them out to Kent, and the bus gets attacked by zombies. They get these police. I mean, it's a whole crazy adventure day. And for whatever reason, it was extremely popular. And you can imagine, Londoners like to be chased by zombies, so there's a deal that probably wouldn't work anywhere else. And I think you want to create those events and those experiences that you can't get anywhere else, and I think that's what as a brand we're all about as well. And it's making sure you have those in slotted into your sort of your daily offerings, because they're fun, they're viral, and they work extremely well.
Talking of zombies, I actually work a lot with the internet dating industry, and the word zombie, OkCupid was able to identify that the word zombie is one of the most effective words you can include in a first message to a woman to get a response.
Really?
To greatly increase the response rate, include the word zombie. Who knew?
I don't know why it worked, but that's maybe what it means.
So let's fast forward. This is a very dynamic industry, of course. What do you think this industry is going to look like in 3 years' time?
Well, I mean, you've been tracking it for a while. There's a lot of changes just in the infancy to date. But I think if you look at what we're here for, I mean, what LivingSocial wants is we want to be the default answer on the web. So for local. So where do people go for local on the web? But there is no default answer for that yet. And that's what we want as a business. So if you go and search for something online, you'll probably use Google as your default answer. If you want to buy something, you may use Amazon as your default answer. But where do you go for local? And that's the piece of the pie that LivingSocial are after. And that's how our business will evolve. So right now we're doing local promotions to local businesses, but there's a lot of other things we're working on. There's a lot of future innovations that we're going to be putting in place. It means we can more touch points with businesses, more sort of ability to market those businesses in different ways, and obviously maintaining that sort of surprise and delight element with our consumers, and understanding that our business is driven and empowered by the ability for people to share offers and talk about things, and that those viral networks are the sort of lifeblood of our business. So it's making sure your offers and promotions are of the type that are going to drive consumer interest, but also you're making sure you're giving businesses the right tools and the right customer base. So there's a lot of what I think things you'll see in the next sort of year or so. Certainly different companies such as ourselves will start to differentiate themselves even more from everyone else. This is good.
Gotcha. So Peter Briffett, you were formerly with Microsoft and Thomson Reuters. You're the GM of LivingSocial.co.uk. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Mark.
And thank you, and see you next time.